Hello! Today I'm going to be showing you how to unlock the reward vehicles in Varneon's time trial world. So this is going to be for unlocking the police car and the Plymouth Daytona. Any other cars are not unlocked in this method. So first thing to know is I'm not going to show you how to drive the cars. You need to learn that yourself, or I have a video, separate video about just that, and that's just driving, how to drive the simple sports cars. So these two here, along with the purple one and the black one here. In that video, I just go over the just how to drive them. So if you need to know any of that, go watch that video first, and then come here. Okay. So the first thing to be able to unlock this vehicle is you need to be consistent. When it comes to driving a car in real life, getting a good lap time on a real track is about consistency. So you're not going to do it in the first try. You're not going to do it in the 10th try, probably. Some people can. Doesn't mean you can. Doesn't mean you can't. But my point is practice. Practice will get you there. Along with watching this video, I'm sure that I will be able to show you a few things, at least one thing that you didn't know about this track that will give you a better lap time. So, let's go ahead and jump in a car, but just so you know, I'm not going to be speaking much while I'm driving. Or if I do speak, I'm probably going to stumble my words, just because I'm concentrating on driving. So, if I need to go over something, I'll probably go over after the fact. So let's go ahead and go. First thing to know is with the starting gate. Oh, well, I need to reset my time trial here. You want to approach the starting gate on the farthest left-hand side as possible, just so you can get through the first turn as best as possible. So on the throttle the whole time, so that way you can be on the throttle as you leave the gate. And turn in as much as you can. Cut this corner as much as I can with that crate getting in the way. Full throttle the whole time until now. Now I'm on the brake. And full throttle all the way through these two little snake turns. Now brake. Go wide. Go just to the left of this, just so it sets you up for this turn a little easier. Put on the brake. Coast, throttle. A little too much throttle. Brake. Throttle. Now all throttle all the way through here. This is where people make a huge mistake. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Even all the way through here, but I kind of timed that wrong. And now you brake. So that whole section is all throttle. Throttle, throttle, throttle. Bam. So it'll tell you there that you got your, new personal best or whatnot. Just a nice little thing. And then it's going to tell you reward vehicle reached for 90 seconds, available at spawn. That's for the police car. So the police car you have to get it on a minute 30 or 90 seconds. And then there's the 60 seconds for the Daytona. So that was how you do it on a lap. Let me go over some things really slowly. I might as well do it in one of the two vehicles. So these are the two reward vehicles. This is where they spawn. A cop car, pretty straightforward, just a cop car. Things about it that's different is it's got lights and sirens. It does not have a handbrake. It sounds really cool. It's kind of fun to pull people over. That is the Plymouth Daytona. It is a old muscle car. It is manual. Same with that. A lot of people get upset that it's... sorry, this is automatic. Bad English here. A lot of people get upset that it's not manual. That's because the guy that made the world made these all 6 speeds, and he didn't want to have to make a 4-speed manual for this because he'll eventually end up likely remaking this whole system anyway. So, like I said, with the very start, you want to make sure you're on the left-hand side of that gate. So that way when you approach this turn at full throttle, you can come through and hit that apex as best as possible. And then you can come out wide here and then come in hard to miss these containers, or you can go a little bit more cut in the whole time. But anyway, thing to note is generally the first time I get off the throttle and start braking is right about here. With this car, you want to do it even earlier because this thing's a beast, heavy as heck. But with the sports cars, I start braking around here, or even if I'm more daring, about here. Okay, so you want to be on the brake and then try to cut this corner to that wall as close as possible, and then get back on the throttle. Here, you're flat out the whole time. Okay, you don't want to lift at all. And then till here, about here, get on the brake, cut in. You want to try to go a little bit wide so you can get a little bit more speed to hit the jump, because if you don't get enough speed, your rear wheels will potentially hit that beam, and it'll cock you in a weird direction, so you want to clear that as best as possible. When you go off the jump, try to go to that side a little bit so you land about on this section here. So that way it sets you up for this turn as best as possible. So you come in, turn hard, and then try to swing wide. I never do because I'm not paying attention enough. And then come in slow, just like that. And then from here on over till like the last turn, you're full throttle. All the way. Full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Of course, I'm not doing that because I'm trying to explain, but all the way through this turn. In order to hit that turn, let me explain. You want to go as wide as possible, but there is one caveat to that, and that is, oops. There's one caveat to that, and that is that curb. So when you're going through, get back over there real quick. This curb here is deadly. It will so screw you up. So when you're coming out of this section here, you'll be coming out through here. You want to swing wide, as pretty much as wide as you can without hitting that curb. Because like I said, if you hit that curb, it'll either stop you dramatically or yeet you into the ocean. But then, so you want to stay wide so you can now turn in as best you can and try to hit the apex of this corner. And it'll also set you up, obviously, for this next turn a little bit better. Because that turn is really quite vital, because that's a fast turn. And then slow down, so you can try to hit this apex. And then final turn. You should be on the throttle. You should be on the brake right back halfway through that. And then the second you hit the apex, full throttle all the way to the end. And that should get you a good lap time. My lap time there was 55.26. Before the update where they changed the suspension a little bit on these cars, I've gotten up to a 52. So you can get pretty damn fast with my methods. I don't know if 52 is possible anymore, but you should, I mean, I got a 55 pretty easily there, and that's definitely good enough to get both of these vehicles. So anyway, that is how to get those. If you guys really like this world, I like the guy that's making this is spending a lot of time building the system and whatnot. It's just Patreon. I mean, he could totally use a few more patrons for the amazing work that he does. Yeah, so there it is. There's the lap trials. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments down below, but I'm not super attentive to this YouTube channel, so I may or may not get around to them right away. If not, maybe you'll see me around in the world, and maybe you can ask me there. All right, so have fun, guys, and enjoy the fun muscle car, vroom vroom car. Also, just so you don't, in case you don't know, this car's really fun to drift. The other cars can drift, but they're kind of this one's the king of drifting. So, anyway, have fun.